There is a scene in Liger in which Tanya, the spoiled, silly, rich heroine, experiences something unpleasant. Her immediate response is, "Where's my vodka?" Which was exactly how I felt after watching this film, and I don't even drink. Liger is excruciating. Writer-director Puri Jagannadh finds that sweet spot between sloppy and cynical, and he delivers a film so amateurish that it seems impossible to believe that this is a filmmaker with over 2 decades of experience and 39 directorial credits on IMDb, including smash hits like Pokiri and Tempo. The story has also been written by Puri, and it's basically a retread of dozens of sports films that we've seen before. Vijay Deverakonda plays Liger. He's this young man from the wrong side of the tracks who aspires to become an MMA champion. MMA isn't just a sport for him, it's a way to find honor, to find dignity, and to fulfill the dreams of his parents. His father was also an MMA fighter who was known as Lion Balram. His mother, Balamani, is as ferocious as a tiger, and hence the name Liger.
एक लायन और टाइगर की औलाद है ये, क्रॉस ब्रीड है मेरा बेटा.
Puri's one original thought here is that Liger has a speech impediment, he stammers. This idea of a man who can speak more fluently with his fists than with his tongue presents intriguing possibilities. Of course, the film explores none of this. Instead, we get a bewildering, incoherent mashup of fight sequences, melodrama, dance numbers, and an opportunistic stab at patriotism. Eventually, the action moves to Las Vegas, where the legendary bad boy of boxing, Mike Tyson, shows up playing a version of himself. You know, to be fair, he adds a momentary spark and some unintentional comedy. But then the film ends so abruptly that the people in the show I was in were asking, like, what just happened? This is the sort of screenplay which can dim the light of the most dazzling star. Vijay's industrial strength charisma is frittered away in the most absurd scenes. The actor works really hard to capture Liger's pathos, his anguish, all the frustration he has at this world in which he's ridiculed as soon as he opens his mouth. Liger is not a man who feels sorry for himself or his circumstances. He is, as he declares, a fighter. But Puri has no interest in exploring this with any depth or in creating three-dimensional characters. So poor Ramya Krishnan, who plays Liger's mother, she was so regal and imposing as Sivagami in the Bahubali franchise and as Leela in Super Deluxe, but here she's just forced to make these bulging eyes and to shout incessantly. Balamani is a ferocious woman. She even beats her grown son with a stick when she feels like it. Again, a character with possibilities that are wasted here. But the rest of the cast doesn't even have possibilities. Ananya Panday is playing a version of the same role that she has played since her debut in 2019 with Student of the Year 2. Essentially, this affluent, clueless girl whose deepest thought is her wardrobe. If Gehraiyan was the best rendition of this, Liger is the worst. Tanya is a social media influencer who in one scene says that she wants to go to Hollywood to pursue a career in acting, which was the one time in the film that I smiled. Early in the film, Liger calls Tanya a khoobsurat khilona, but even toys have more personality. There's also Ronit Roy, once again after Shamshera, playing cheerleader and enabler for the leading man. He does the best that he can. Liger is filled with cringe-inducing dialogue. Okay, there's this one scene in which one guy looks at Tanya and then says to Liger, "Tu hakla wo halwa kaise hua re?" In another, Tanya tells Liger, speaking about her figure, "Mera har inch perfect ratio mein hai." And in another, while watching Liger fight, she says to her friend, "Ye to kung fu move hai, ye Chinese hai kya?" This film is an equal opportunity offender. It ridicules Liger's stammer. Tanya is determinedly low IQ and strictly ornamental, but as I say often, the filmmaking is so lazy that taking offense feels like you're putting in too much work. The song sequences look expensive, but they're mostly forgettable. So sadly are the fight sequences. These are staged in large stadiums with throbbing lights and screaming crowds. These scenes reminded me of another film about an MMA competition also made by Dharma Productions, Karan Malhotra's Brothers. Now, Brothers had this sort of solemn silliness about it, but compared to Liger, it's Raging Bull. Like its hero, Liger is a hybrid bringing together artists from Hindi and Telugu cinema. I was really hopeful that this cross-pollination would deliver something original, something inventive. I was wrong. The only highlight in this film is Vijay Deverakonda's artfully designed disheveled hair. I want the products he's using. Would I recommend it to a friend? All I'm going to say is, I've endured Liger, you don't have to. Have you checked out our other channels, this one and this one? We've got really exciting film companion content there too.